get information, it goes in, it forms, and then it causes. I think it's only right we get this party started. Tell me what y'all think. If you're ready again, somebody just type some fire emojis in the chat box if you're excited for AOTK webinar number. I don't know what this Saturday morning, guys. I'm too lit. I'm too juiced. The purpose, first and foremost, of these calls, guys, more than anything, with ambassadors of the kingdom, it was a platform we created for free. It's not something that you necessarily pay for. It's not something you put in your credit card information. It's not something with an extra agenda to get you backdoored into an opportunity or into a company to sell a product or service. Has nothing to do with anything even like that. The whole purpose is to give people principle. The whole purpose is to give people knowledge and information, right? Because as we know, when we get information, it goes in, it forms, and then it causes transformation. The goal above all else is to show people that if you practice God's principles, you can participate in his promises. Okay, so we're going to get into some things today that I find very, very valuable as it relates to being time efficient. How many of you guys are either entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs? Anybody on the call? If so, somebody type yes in all caps. Any entrepreneurs or people who are aspiring entrepreneurs, go ahead and type yes in the chat box. Come on, I need some entrepreneurs in my circle. I need some entrepreneurs, okay, in my clique. Guys, I'm excited about that. I think entrepreneurship is incredible. I think capitalism is incredible. And today we're going to be breaking down how to be more time efficient as an entrepreneur. Those of you, how many guys got a part-time job? Come on now, right? How many guys got a full-time job? Okay, I understand. How many guys got kids? You have a hobby. You got a social life. How many guys want to know how to be more time efficient amidst having a life? Right? I'm going to break that down today with clarity for you. Now, again, my style, guys, I don't like to talk very long. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can get a message across very to the point without having to talk and talk and talk. That being said, we will not be here very long this Saturday morning. Once I get started, once we start rolling, then we start rolling. Van, I see you, brother. How you feeling, man? Well, yo, I don't know how to say that, but I see you too. It looks like doctor something, but I know I'm getting that wrong. Okay, I'm going to get into how to be more time efficient as an entrepreneur. Now, as I do that, guys, I want you to just if you can, if you're somewhere where you can actually sit down and be attentive, use a pen and notepad. Okay, write this down. I've got a list of things to avoid if you want to be more time effective as an entrepreneur. Nick Gibson, I see you, man. Good to see you. Okay, Deborah Moore, I see you. Amazing to see you on the call. Guys, let's get this show on the road if it's cool with you, right? You guys know that we're here every single Saturday, live, 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's get into it. The first thing, ladies and gentlemen, please don't misunderstand me on this, but the first thing you really want to avoid doing as an entrepreneur is doing $10 per hour jobs. What am I talking about? I'm not necessarily talking about if you have a job, then you need to, quit your job. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is this. There are certain things, ladies and gentlemen, that are not worth your time. Now, again, this call is not for everybody. Okay. And I'm certainly not job shaming. I can't stand when entrepreneurs do that. They make people feel bad for having a job. Guys, what I'm saying is when you become an entrepreneur, and especially when you go full time as an entrepreneur, you want to avoid doing things that are not the most productive with your time. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to necessarily, things that you could have someone else do, right? Like, just give you guys an example. I have a housekeeper. Why do I have a housekeeper? Because I don't want to spend the time necessarily cleaning my house. Is that because I'm too good to clean my house? No, it's because that time that I would be spending otherwise cleaning, I could now actually have somebody else to do that, right? When I was moving, okay, past couple of times I've moved, do I move my own stuff? No, I hire somebody else to move the stuff. Why? Guys, how many of you guys understand that moving, not only does it suck, I don't like moving, okay, but it takes a lot of time. You end up moving for 1, 2, 3 days, right? That time is valuable time you could be spending, ladies and gentlemen, on your business, creating extra income. Okay. You want to avoid, ladies and gentlemen, doing things that you can have somebody else do. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh no, why would I pay somebody else when I can just do it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that mindset only works for so long until you become, so productive that you begin to scale your business at another level, and another level, and another level. This may not be the level that you're at right now. And if you're not, that's okay. I'm kind of painting a picture to you though. As you get further, you do want to begin to do what you do best, right? Bring home the bacon, do what it is that you do to create the income producing activities, do what you do best and outsource the rest. If it makes sense, type of 777. If it makes sense, type of 777. Facebook, Instagram, Zoom. Let me know that you're with me. Okay, doing $10 an hour jobs, you really want to avoid doing that sort of stuff. You don't get the most return on your time. Okay, blame, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. Blame. It's a waste of time, and it is not. It's going to kill your efficiency. It's a waste of time as an entrepreneur. The more time you spend pointing a finger at somebody else, saying it's her fault, it's his fault, it's this person's fault, well, you're wasting your time. Why? Because the bottom line is the bottom line. Okay. People around me know this. There may be something that happened that we didn't expect, something that we didn't plan for, right? Sometimes things happen, but I will spend very minimal time talking about whose fault it is. Why do I do that? Because it's irrelevant to my bottom line, which is get the job done. So if you're writing notes, one thing you want to avoid is pointing the finger. It's a waste of time. It doesn't matter whose fault it was. Doesn't matter who did it. Now, if anything, even if it is somebody else's fault, right? Focus on what you could have done better. Practice extreme ownership, guys. When I started taking ownership of my life, I was able to go to an entirely new level because guess what? When you own it, ladies and gentlemen, you now have the power in your hands to change it. Does that make sense? Type of 777. Okay, does that make sense? Type of AOTK, right? You want to take ownership. Some people are so used to, oh, it's the government's fault I'm not succeeding. It's my upbringing's fault that I'm not succeeding. Oh, it's this business partner's fault why I'm not succeeding. It's my coaches or my mentor's fault I'm not succeeding. It's my success team's fault I'm not succeeding. Scratch all of that. None of that is relevant, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody say it with me. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Rose, I see you. Okay. Blame, ladies and gentlemen. Knock it off. Okay. Worrying about failure, ladies and gentlemen, is the next thing that you want to avoid when it comes to being efficient with your time as an entrepreneur. What you think about, you bring about, right? So you don't want to focus so much on failing because a man is really the sum total of his thoughts. A man or woman is literally what it is. You become what you think about all day long. So if you think about failing, oh, I'm going to failure. Well, yeah, you're going to fail. Why? Because you bring about what you think about. So listen, I understand entrepreneurship is risky. I understand that, it comes with its challenges. Right. But see, ladies and gentlemen, if you only focus on the risk, if you only focus on the challenge, if you only focus on what's not going to go right, that's exactly what it is that is going to come upon you. What you fear the most, what you're avoiding, that's exactly what it is that is going to come upon you. Okay. So focus on what you can control, which is the work. Oh, I love it. Focus on what you can control, which is the work. I can't control what he does. I can't control what she does, but I can control how I show up every single day. And I found this, ladies and gentlemen, as a common thread amongst entrepreneurs that win. As long as you show up and do the work, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to find yourself elevating. You're going to find yourself progressing. You cannot spend all of your time worried about and focused on what it is that could go wrong. There's a million things that could go wrong, but stop focusing on what it is that could go wrong and start focusing on what it is that can go right. If you're with me, type in AOTK in the chat box. Okay. Think about how you can improve, but do not worry. Next, ladies and gentlemen, focusing too much on what your competitors are doing. I see this all the time, right? People are focused on, oh, well, what's he doing over there? What's that company doing? What's that team doing? Who cares what they're doing, right? Who cares what they're doing? Okay. Maybe take what you like best, and obviously you want to see what's working in the marketplace, but don't make it an unhealthy thing where you're always copying somebody else for your next move. If your strategy is to copy other people, ladies and gentlemen, you will always be one step behind. Let me say it again. If your strategy is to copy somebody else, you will always be one step behind. Okay. Don't try to be anybody else. That person is already taken, right? But you can be the best version of you. Don't compete. Don't try to be better than him, be better than her. Create, be the best version of yourself. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why you can have a Popeyes and a Kentucky Fried Chicken on the same street and both are thriving businesses. Why? Because KFC wasn't created to do what Popeyes was created to do, and Popeyes wasn't created to do what KFC was created to do. They can both have their own individual missions, their own individual assignments, okay? And people go into both places and enjoy the chicken, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Popeyes all the way. But understand this, all you're doing, guys, is your goal is to beat your prior best, and you'll find yourself at the top. Just do better than what you did yesterday. I'm telling you from experience. What you want to do is say, what did I do yesterday? Let me beat that. Not what did he do? Let me beat that. No, not what did she do? Let me beat that. That's not the way to do it. Okay. Know when to turn your notifications off. This is so big. Okay. I can't tell you how big this is. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you need to know when, like how many guys wake up in the morning and you have a plan for your day, right? You say, I'm going to do this today. And you get halfway through the day and you said, I ain't done half of what it is that I was supposed to do. I didn't do 10% of what I had set out to do. How many guys ever experienced that? You wake up, you got a plan, and for some reason the day just gets away from you. Okay. You got to know when to turn off the distractions. Well, I said distractions, but really they're notifications, which turn into distractions. Now, if you're making money on your phone, that's different. Those are different type of notifications. But if you got banners going across your phone, nah, you got to know sometimes when to turn the phone on D&D. Okay. Have a core group of people that you're working with that answer to you, that you answer to right away. So if you got your top 5, your top 10, right? Look out for those notifications. Get back to them immediately. Why? Because there's the highest return on your time investment. But all the extra stuff and all of the, oh, she liked my photo. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to learn when to sometimes turn the notifications off. Prioritize what needs to be done and refrain from responding to pointless notifications all day. Cycling through your team too fast. So listen, right? I believe that if you're going to do anything big, it's going to require a team, whether they're employees, whether they are business partners, however you want to look at it, whatever your situation is, you're going to need a team. What some of us will do is we will cycle through that team for different reasons. Okay. Maybe they're employees. If they're employees, maybe you don't want to pay them enough. So you always look for somebody else to do the cheaper job. If it's a graphic designer, if it's a videographer that you're working with, if it is, a business partner, a leader that you're working with, doesn't necessarily matter, right? Somebody to do something to move the business forward. You don't want to cycle through those people too fast. Why? Because how many guys ever trained somebody before? Even if you're a manager at a job, how many guys ever trained somebody before? Yes. Somebody type a yes in the chat box. Okay. It takes time to train somebody, doesn't it? It takes money to train somebody, doesn't it? Okay. So if you have a horrible retention rate with your people, okay, and they're leaving you, or you're just getting rid of them to find somebody else, if you do that too much, you're going to waste too much time on training. You want to focus on getting a solid group of people, investing time and resources into those people to build something strong and take that team to the top. Now, you can't take them all the way until the end a lot of the time, but what you can do is make it last as long as possible. Okay. So you don't want to have a mentality that's, oh, I'm just going to, get a new person. Oh, I'm just going to replace this person. Oh, I'm just going to go on to the next individual. Well, you can do that. But the problem is you're going to spend all your time training and you're never going to build something solid enough, strong enough to actually take it to the next level. Okay. So take care of your people and build experience working together. Okay. Build a dream team. Stick with that dream team. Satisfy those people that you're working with, serve them, okay, and then take that team to the championship. Next, thinking about people who left you. Guys, waste of time, not time efficient, right? How many guys have a habit of this? You don't have to say it in the chat box, but how many guys, whenever somebody leaves your life, you just, oh, everything's in disarray. My world is upside down. It's the end of the world. Okay, how many guys ever you felt like this, right? When somebody leaves you in business, somebody leaves your life. Listen, this is simply a part of the process. Let me tell you, it's one of the hardest things for people. D, what's up, bro? I see you. John, what's up, man? I see you. It's one of the hardest things for people. When somebody leaves your life, right? Some of us have got to get in the habit of being able to move on. Okay. Why do I say this to you, ladies and gentlemen? Because if you're always focused on why somebody left you, you will always feel like you are not good enough. Let me say that again. If you're always focused on why somebody left you, you're always going to feel like I'm not good enough. It's people's Achilles heel in business. They bring their emotions into business. Guys, it doesn't work. You got to get rid of those emotions. If it's breakups happen in business. Okay. If someone leaves you, then it just wasn't a good fit. It wasn't meant to be. But you can't sit there thinking for the next week, oh my gosh, is it really going to work? No, ladies and gentlemen, it's your vision. It's your dream. You should never let the tail wag the dog. The dog wags the tail. Okay. So figure out what went wrong, improve, move on. Okay. This is simply a part of the process. Scrolling on social media, waste of time. It's not time efficient. Be a creator, not a consumer. Guys, you don't want to be that person on social media all day consuming. It's not time efficient, okay? It's not, right? I think this is one of the things, Mary, what's up? I see. I think this is one of the things we all fall victim to at times is just scrolling on social media. Guys, it's a waste of time. I mean, you can spend hours every day just scrolling on social media. Okay, stop caring so much, ladies and gentlemen, about who I remember when I got free of that. See, some of us, we care so much. Oh my gosh, how many likes did I get? Oh my goodness, how many comments did I get? Oh, who shared my stuff? Who cares? Okay, create, output, production, turn the phone over, log off, whatever, go get back to work. Okay, you're on social media to create, not as much to consume. Now, if you're being inspired, it's different. If you're being motivated, it's different. But sitting there scrolling and seeing what he's doing and she's doing and watching everybody like TV, that's for consumers, y'all. You want to be a creator. You want to be an entrepreneur, right? With a mindset is different. Pointless conversations. So don't socialize for no reason during the day. Guys, this is so important. If you're on the phone and you're talking about nothing, how many guys know you can waste hours every day doing that? Don't waste hours every day doing that. Okay, qualify the conversations. You got to learn how to sometimes say, hey, is this important? And hey, if people think it's rude, then they think it's rude. They don't understand. Is this important? Okay, can this wait? Okay, cool. I'm gonna call you back on this later. And you get back to work. You get back to business. Okay? Don't allow business partners to talk your ear off, right? Listen, especially if you're working with people. How many guys ever been around a chatty Cathy? Okay, they can just talk and talk and talk, and you're like, what is we talking about? All right, man, I'm gonna let you go now. Yeah, man, and you know what I had done yesterday, and All right, man, I'm gonna let you go. Okay. Yeah, but before you go, I wanted to talk to you about this. 15 more minutes goes by. All right, man. I'll see you later. Okay. Yeah, but let me ask you, man, how's your day going, by the way? Okay. How many guys ever experienced this? Okay. Yeah. You gotta clip that. You gotta clip that, y'all. You gotta make sure that you're qualifying your conversations. And if there's a conversation that is just going on for too long and it's pointless, it's not productive, you have to learn. I mean, guys, you'll cut your productivity in half with conversations like that. Okay. Too many meetings. I used to be somebody, I was an overtrainer. Let's set another meeting. Let's set another meeting. Oh, let's do another meeting. Let's train everybody. Well, listen, cut down on the meetings and the trainings. It really is not, I mean, use more tools, guys. That's what we have recordings for. Use recordings and tools. Try not to be in too many live meetings unless it's productive. It is income producing. Be careful not to overtrain. Okay. Too many meetings is going to burn people out. All right. Start meetings by laying out the purpose of it. All right. So the purpose of this meeting, we're going to achieve this, this, and this. Okay. Have a purpose, y'all. Don't just be having meetings just to be having meetings. Okay. TV, man, I can't remember. I mean, guys, I don't know how you could possibly expect to be massively successful when you're sitting around watching TV. That's something I did as a child, right? That's something I did as a child. I sat there and I just watched television. Now, mind you, some of you are angry with me right now because you're like, he's saying I can't watch no TV. Look, all I'm saying is like cable, right? Like you gotta be like television, right? You know, they call it television because it's telling your vision. Why? Because what entertains you trains you. Okay, so little do you know, while you're sitting there watching that garbage, you're reprogramming your brain to actually think, walk, talk like that garbage. How many guys are mature enough to admit this is the truth? Yes. Type of AOTK in the chat box. Okay. If you'll notice, you start sitting there, you're watching something for too long, you start sounding like that thing, right? Your emotions sync up with that thing. Okay. And some of you guys are like, no, I can turn the TV off. And it just understand me when I tell you this. Again, I told you, they call it television because it tells your vision. Why? Because what entertains you trains you. Okay. A man or woman is the sum total of their thoughts. A man or woman is what they think about all day long. Okay. So listen, if you want to be massively successful as an entrepreneur, your extra time needs to go into, again, educational content that's going to bring you closer to where you want to go, not garbage on television. Now, if you are going to have that sort of, you know, again, everything don't got to be an educational video, but if you go and do the recreational thing, just schedule it, have some time for it that you set aside. Don't let yourself get carried away just watching whatever, just keeping up with the Kardashians. The Kardashians are rich. How about you? They already got their bag and you sitting there, right, supporting a vision. Why don't you just take some time to support your vision? Taking calls from friends and family during business hours. Listen to me when I tell you this. Okay. You got to create standards within your family and relationship, intimate relationship, to prevent yourself from becoming distracted during work. You cannot just be, it's some calls you cannot be taken during business hours. I'm just telling you, you want to become an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur, you want to take it to another level, you can't be working and then just picking up any kind of call. Even if the conversation is short, what was discussed during that conversation might throw you off for the next 2 hours. You may not be able to focus for the next 2 hours because of that conversation that you had. How many guys know what I'm talking about? Type of AOTK in the chat box. How many guys understand that if you listen, you can't pick up that call, right? And if you do, you got to have a mutual respect and understanding with these folk, with these people, your family, your friends, the people, person, and you know, your significant other. Hey, I can't talk about that right now, because if I talk about that, I might lose my mind, and my mind is all I got. Okay, so you got to understand how to set up those boundaries. All right. If they call 3 times, ladies and gentlemen, it might be an emergency. But if they call once, if they call twice, If they call twice, they might just be trying to get through your do not disturb. Okay. Wait for that third call. If they call 3 times, it's an emergency. Okay, one time, it's probably nothing that big. They'll text you. Learn how to text people. Okay. Chasing big deals as opposed to routine work. I see it all the time. Let's chase the whale. Let's chase the major deal. Let's chase the big deal. Guys, understand that you don't want to make a business out of just chasing the big deal. When you become too big for the little things, you become too little for the big things. Makes sense. Okay. This makes you lazy, ladies and gentlemen, and it promotes a lottery mentality. Okay. If all you're thinking about is let me get this big fish so this big fish can come in and blow up my business, you have a lottery mentality. You don't want to put the work in. Become a routine guy, become a routine gal. Show up every single day. Do what you're supposed to do every single day. It's crazy to me, man. You want to live free, but then we don't again do what it takes. We expect to do the least amount of change, but have the biggest amount of change. Don't work like that. Do your DMOs. Consuming the wrong content. Not time efficient at all. Consume content, ladies and gentlemen, that pertains to your growth and your goals. Okay. Schedule your growth, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Put it in your schedule. Harry Potter ain't gonna teach you sales. Okay. It's just not. Right? Keeping up with the Kardashian, the Shade Room is not going to teach you how to build a business. Okay. You have to start consuming content that is pertinent to your goals. Guys, I love consuming new content that helps me get closer to my goals. I love it because I know after I get through with it, I'm that much wiser, got that much more knowledge, got that much more wisdom. There's so many sources of information out there. Calls like this. Okay. Glad to see you on the call. You should be learning and growing, taking notes. Plan your recreational time, ladies and gentlemen. Last but not least, too much partying. How many of y'all like to turn up? Somebody type turn up in the chat, man. How many guys like to turn up, man? Y'all like to have a good time? Okay, you can have a good time. You can party, right? But there is a such thing as too much partying. Okay, if all you're doing is trying to go out night after night, weekend after weekend, I just want to go out, I just want to turn up. Okay, if that's all you're doing, well, ladies and gentlemen, you're simply not going to be as efficient as the guy or girl who is focused and plans their fun, who is focused and actually earns their fun. Now, I'm not going to be the guy that says don't have any fun, but I am saying work hard and play hard. You understand what I'm saying? Work hard, play hard. Okay. You don't need to party all the time. Okay. The person who is well rested and taking care of their body, they're going to wake up that next day sharper. Okay. If you're sleeping in every single day because you ain't got no energy because of what you did last night, you're not putting yourself in the best position to win, are you? Okay. I'm not saying don't have fun. That's not what I said. I said, if you're going to have fun, earn it. Why don't you travel? Work hard, earn, get you a bag and go and travel, okay? And have a good time because you earned it. Okay, if you're gonna go out this weekend and do what you do, well, earn it. Put in the work throughout the week, right? But don't get those two flip-flop. Don't prioritize the partying. Don't prioritize the fun if you ain't did the work, okay? If you're partying all the time and you ain't done no work, well, what are you celebrating? Ain't nothing to celebrate. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got some value today, type of AOTK in the chat box. If you got some value today, type of AOTK in the chat box. It has been amazing being able to, serve you guys today. Hopefully you did get some value. If you did, go ahead and type of AOTK on my most recent Instagram post. Type of AOTK inside of the Discord server. Okay, repost this call, guys, share it, let somebody know. I almost forgot, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the comment button, subscribe to us, tell somebody else about us, right? Hit the notification bell, help this environment grow. Okay, there's no catch, there's no back door. We don't talk about product services or an opportunity that we're promoting. That's not what this is. This is simply something founded upon the principles that, impact over income. All right. Teach God's principles and you can practice God's principles. You can participate in his promises. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next Saturday.